Have you noticed that sometimes life whispers first, then speaks louder, and then screams? This is not an accident. This is not a coincidence. It's the universe's way of warning you that you're going the wrong way, or that there's a turn ahead that you might miss. Space never leaves a person without signs, but the signs can be so subtle that people mistake them for ordinary little things. The warning always starts with a small glitch. You're going somewhere, but you feel a strange tension. You're going to do something, but your body is getting heavier. You're planning a meeting, but there's silence inside. It's not laziness or a mood. This is the first warning. Space tells you to slow down and take a closer look. If you can't hear the whisper, the voice gets louder. The second level of warning manifests itself through events. Suddenly, strange delays start to occur. The calls are being disrupted. Plans are falling apart. People don't come. Something is breaking. Something doesn't add up. It seems like the world has put a stick in your wheels, but it's not. This is an attempt to keep you from taking a step that could lead to unnecessary losses. Space doesn't get in the way. It corrects. The third level comes through the inner state. When you take a step that doesn't match your lifeline, you feel like you're being squeezed from the inside out. You may feel anxious for no reason, unreasonably tired, or strangely irritated, as if a subtle signal is appearing inside. It's not a hint anymore, it's a call. The universe says that you are going off the path that is meant for you. And if you keep going on, the strongest warnings start happening. The fourth level manifests itself through sudden stops, when you are literally deprived of energy. You might get sick. You can lose your strength. You may encounter a situation that makes you stop completely. This is not a punishment. This is protection. So space closes the path that leads to destruction. Sometimes a person thinks that he has lost his footing, but in fact, only the ground that led to a dead end was taken away from him. The most amazing thing is that the universe warns not only about wrong steps, she also warns about the right ones. You can go your own way but not notice the turn that changes everything, and then the signs will be different. They will be soft, pulling. You start seeing the same word, the same symbol, the same name. You meet people who say the same phrases. You feel attracted to something incomprehensible. At first glance, it seems random, but it's an invitation. The universe calls you to where your strength is. The main thing to understand: warnings never appear for no reason. If something is strange, if something doesn't add up, if something breaks, if someone disappears, if you feel a sudden pressure, or, conversely, a strange release, it's always a connection to your lifeline. Space guides you. Sometimes it's gentle, sometimes it's tough, but always accurate. The most important point: don't confuse warning with fear. Fear compresses and confuses. The warning, on the contrary, gives clarity. You may not understand what's going on, but there's a feeling inside that something is really important. The universe doesn't scare you, she directs. She never tells you that you're doing something wrong. It just shows where the opportunity field closes and where another field opens. If you want to see the signs, slow down. Look where the body is pulling. Look where the world closes its doors. Look at where space turns you in a different direction. And most importantly, look at what repeats itself. Repetition is the main language of the universe. If you want to see such signals more subtly, learn to read space and understand where your lifeline leads, please like, subscribe, and write a comment. Here we are talking about how reality warns, guides, and opens the way for those who hear.